Whatever, my Hindi being what it is. Yeah, you are a professor, you can correct somebody's English, you can correct my Hindi, but your political philosophy, I will have to remind you, may not be correct. Sir, Honorable Member चिट्ठी लिखे हैं, लिखी है, I don't mind. आप समझ रही हो बात. मेरा हिंदी का मजाक मैं उड़ा रही हूँ जी, क्योंकि मैं ये ऐसे स्टेट से आ रही हूँ. भाई साहब, आप उसके पक्ष में बैठे हो ना, आप जरूर पूछिए. मैं ऐसे स्टेट से आ रही हूं जहां हिंदी पढ़ना गुनाह लगता है, इसीलिए बचपन से हिंदी पढ़ने का मुझे रोका गया. उधर आपका झगड़ा रखो, मेरे से नहीं. झगड़ा आपका उनसे होना चाहिए जो हिंदी पढ़ने में आपत्ति बोलते हैं, आपत्ति मानते हैं हिंदी, उनसे झगड़ा करो भाई, मेरे से क्या कर रहे हो. I didn't use any such a word. What is Lukka? What is Lukka? Who used it? Who used it? I have not used it at all. I am not a Hindi Bhashi either. I have not used it, sir. So I'm indeed grateful to all the members. I think about 28 of them have spoken, subject to correction if there is any number change. As much as possible, I've been physically here to hear them, and I'll take more of my time to respond to each of their comments rather than get into the details of the amendments which the bill is bringing in. I think even in my opening statement, I have explained the details of what the amendments are aimed at and how many amendments they are, and also as to why these many amendments are coming through in one go. And I will certainly elaborate a bit more to explain to Honorable Member N.K. Premchandran, who normally gets into a lot of details about the parliamentary process, proceedings and so on. So I ardently listen to him, this bill or otherwise too. But in this case, I will certainly give the details to explain why his apprehensions are not well founded. His apprehensions are, I would think, apprehensions only, because I can explain as to why they are not well founded. I would, as much as possible, try to go in the same order in which most of the MPs have spoken. But broadly, I want to say there has been a lot of general comments about, India's banking system, the solutions that you've offered. Maybe the banks are doing all right, but then you have NPAs. So there is a lot of, what I may be allowed to say, mixing of political details into what the reality of Indian banks is. Let me take a sense of confidence with which I would want to say, I'm indeed very happy that India and its banking system is where it is today. Being part of this government or as a citizen of this country, I would appeal to all honorable members through you, Speaker Sir, to just look at the world around us. Where are their banking systems? Many countries have lost their banks. Many of them have really collapsed. And we would think in countries where the regulatory mechanisms are very sound, in such countries too, banks have failed and failed miserably. And overnight, in fact, I can even quote the case, overnight, over a weekend, the government had to burn the midnight oil and give some kind of a salvaging package that Monday morning there was no run-in into the bank. That was the situation just 1.5, 2 years ago, and in a very developed country. All of us would have read it in the papers. If that was the case about one bank in one western corner of that country, which was very much prominent because of the closeness to Silicon Valley, overnight they had to flush in money to say, no, run in, please, we'll take care of saving the bank. I heard a lot of voice which said, why this happened for Yes Bank and not for PMC? If only honorable members go into the details of what is the nature of bank we are talking about. Can the treatment be similarly given? So, India's banking sector, irrespective of politics, is critical to this nation. We can't afford to have any one of our banks struggling or on the crevice that they may fall off. I must credit the RBI and the Ministry of Finance, not because I'm there, but truly. Since 2014, we have been extremely cautious that banks remain stable. And you know the state of affairs when in 2014, Prime Minister Modi had come. My learned friend Sambit Patra and many others also spoke about the 4 R's with which we tried resolving the crisis in the banks. So the intention is to keep our banks safe, stable, healthy, and in the 10 years, you're seeing the outcome, and it is benefiting the economy. So I would appeal through the honorable members that India should take pride in the fact that today the banks are up to a lot of good, and they are being professionally managed. They are absolutely professionally managed, and I couldn't just recollect the name of the honorable member who said, what is your attitude about recapitalization of banks? I'm proud to say today, banks don't come to the government to say recapitalize me, because today they are professionally run, the metrics are healthy, they can go to the market and raise loans, raise bonds, and run their business accordingly. That relationship of government and the bank as my BAP, I can go to the ministry and take money and run my bank despite all the negatives, no longer prevails. We don't entertain such things because banks don't need to be entertained for it. They are professionally run today. And therefore, I would want, honestly, all of us to take immense pride in this. It's a national achievement. And as a result, today, the regional rural banks, I've done about 8 or 9 reviews personally, not sitting in Delhi, going to each of the states, each of the zones. RRBs, there was also concern. Nationalization achieved, and nationalization was done because we wanted to have more branches, more banks going into the rural areas, include people in our RRBs are doing the very same thing. And I'm proud to say today they are mobile banking facilitated, they are internet banking facilitated, they are healthy in their deposit. The sponsor banks are doing so much to keep them absolutely active and on the toes. They are available in Arunachal Pradesh, they are available in Assam, they are available in Dur Daraz Ilaka of Rajasthan. And as a result today, that very valid question that I don't know if it was Member Supriya Sule who asked about NBFCs and the banks having that, NBFCs are giving away their duty and passing it on to NBFCs. NBFCs are raising the rate at which they're extending loans. There can be problems there. But NBFCs gave that advantage of going the last mile, which public sector banks at one stage did not have the methodology, but now they've come up with bank mitras with which they're providing all the banking facility. And using that as an argument, I want to answer several of the concerns which very many ministers, members of parliament raised. Nationalization was done because we wanted the branches to be available in rural areas. I'll tell you what the progress is. Between 14 and today, total branches of all public sector banks, total bank branches of all scheduled commercial banks have increased by 3,792 in a year to reach 1,65,501 in September 24. That many branches are there in India. Out of this, 85,116 branches are of public sector banks. They're also going to the rural areas or providing within 5 kilometers radius a touch point. It could be an ATM, it could be a bank mitra, it could be the brick and mortar branch, or it could be any other association with a small finance branch there. So within 5 kilometers, and I'm mapping it wherever, whichever state I go, I look at the map of where the bank presence is. Rural branches. First, 1,17,990 branches in March 14. Today, 1,65,501 bank branches of all the branches, scheduled commercial banks. Rural branches, 41,855 in March 2014, and today, as of September 24, 55,372 rural branches, brick and mortar branches. Semi-urban, 32,504 in March 2014. Now it is 45,314. Urban areas, 21,007 only in March 2014. Now it is 29,276 branches. Sir, concern was also, do we cover the poor? Do we cover the women? I'm just giving you the data to start with. Percentage of women covered under PM Mudra. 68% of all PM Mudra goes to women. PM Swanidhi, 44% of all of the Swanidhi loans go to the women. And these are not, interest high, whatever. They are collateral free, without security, given for small people who are having street end shops or push carts. So 44% are going to women in Swanidhi. And number of women bank mitras. Now these are not customers. These are women who are performing the banking function in the rural areas so that people are given the connect. More than 1 lakh out of around 12 lakhs that is, there are 12 lakh bank mitras. More than 1 lakh are women. And this has become a very, very happy augury for them also, because they are able to earn a lot more by being active in the rural areas. So total deposits, PM Jan Dhan Yojana. I'll also address some of the concerns some honorable members raised about charges being levied to small accounts. I'll come to that. What is the total deposit in PM Jan Dhan accounts? It's a very important number. Sir, 53 crore accounts, PM Jan Dhan Yojana. 53 crore. Our population is 1.41 crores. 53 crores have PM Jan Dhan. At the time when we started, and I never get tired of saying this, I repeat it. At the time in 2014, when I had the honor of serving under Honorable Prime Minister and under Shri Arun Jaitley as an MOS in finance, when it was launched, there was a lot of heckling. Oh, you're starting it for people with zero balance account? They can't even keep their balance. And what will happen to the service charge? They will not be in a position to. This is a useless exercise. All this was said at that time. I told you the number of people who have got PM Jan Dhan account today. Are these zero balance accounts? No. Today we have a total of 2.37 lakh crores in those accounts. 2.37 lakh crores. Average balance, and this is a very important metric that we have to keep in mind. Average balance of PM Jan Dhan account has increased from 1065 rupees. A single account, 1,000 rupees. 1,065 rupees was the average. Today, 4,397 rupees is the balance in the account. A Jan Dhan account average had 1,000 rupees only as their balance. 1,000 rupees. And that is March 2015. Today, those accounts minimum balance on an average is 4,397 rupees. That is why kul mila karke the total in this PM Jan Dhan account is 2.37 lakh crores. So nationalization of the banks. The intent was reach all people, go to the rural areas, open branches, therefore nationalize. And since then to 2014, I gave you the numbers, sir. And after Jan Dhan Yojana came in, what is the number? Within 10 years, actually the original objective of nationalization has been far better achieved now. With both the poorest of the poor, with women in particular, rural areas and in urban areas. So I want to assure honorable members that under Prime Minister Modi, the twin balance sheet problem which festered banks and the health of Indian banks being what it is in 2013-14. And that is why, if I may recall, before 2024 Lok Sabha election, in the last session, during the budget session, vote on account budget session, we came up with a white paper which pointedly said what was the reason for us to get the white paper now about the Indian banking system and not in 2014. If we had come out with a true story as we did in the white paper at that time, the confidence on the Indian economy would have been shattered. You wouldn't have had anybody coming into India. You wouldn't have had banks being touched with a barge pole. Our own depositors would have lost confidence. So it was easy temptation to release a white paper that time, which we did not. And I'm so happy Prime Minister and the Finance Minister at that time did not fall into that temptation. It would have given us a mileage for saying this is what we've inherited. But today, giving it after restoring the banks to some level actually tells the true story. So nationalization, 50 years afterwards also, you leave a twin balance sheet problem for us to clear, and we stand up now with great sense of responsibility towards this country, showing how we've fulfilled that objective. Sir, I'm very tempted to give the performance index of Indian banks. Highest ever net profit of 1.41 lakh crores was achieved in 23-24, and 85,520 crore in the first half year of 24 and 25, with all the public sector banks turning profitable. Today, I can say with happiness that all our public sector banks are turning profitable. And as a sector, the profitability of all scheduled commercial bank is at a decadal high. In decades, you see this really reaching that level, with a return on assets at 1.3% and return on equity 13.8%. The gross NPA, net NPA, all of that has been spoken about. I'll just briefly mention that. Gross NPA is reducing from 14.58 to 7.97 in March 2018 to 3.12 and 0.63% in September 24. So these are not data that you can just ignore. I want to highlight there was also concern about what happens to our MSMEs. Are you dealing with them? Are they getting assistance from the bank? Many of them suffered. I'd like to highlight the fact, sir, and this has been said earlier. I'm still not coming to the amendments in this bill, but very quickly I'll move to that. MSMEs in this budget in July 24 had at least 5 different schemes given for them. We have provided for the first time ever in the history of Indian banking. We have given them collateral-free, security-free term loans to buy machine and plants. Plant and machinery loan was never given to MSME. We have provided it. Prime Minister Modi said you will not charge any security for them or collateral from them. You will still extend it. We have extended that. And I'm now going to all the MSME clusters to build awareness among MSMEs, saying, please utilize this. I want you all to go to the banks and take that credit. I've gone to Udaipur. I've gone to MSME clusters. I've also gone to Peenya in Bangalore, closer to Bangalore. I will be moving from one cluster to another. And I'm grateful the Honorable Minister for MSME, Shri Jiten Ram Manji, also has been accompanying me. We are going from cluster to say, these are the 5 facilities we have given, please come take it. And this kind of a push towards facilitating MSMEs, as we did during COVID. Honorable Speaker, sir, you are aware, Emergency Credit Liquidity Guarantee Scheme, which stood by MSMEs during the COVID. So MSME has never been forgotten by Prime Minister Modi, and I want to underline that. All attention is being given to them. Sir, one other point on the MSME. I have set a target of an additional MSME lending of Sir, honorable member is saying something, I don't want to undermine him, but is jute Parliamentary language. I'm sure people here can look at it. Sorry? Sorry?
आप उनका जवाब मत दो।
नहीं, इनका एक जवाब जरूर मैं दूंगी। अभी दे रहे हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे झूठ का आरोप लगाया, लेकिन मैं बात नहीं बोलते हुए आपका जो आरोप को साबित करती हूं झूठ है।
नहीं माननीय मंत्री जी, माननीय मंत्री जी,
नहीं, गोगोई जी का हर एक पॉइंट का मैं जवाब दे रही हूं सर। गोगोई जी, ऑनरेबल मेंबर गोगोई का हर एक पॉइंट का मैं जवाब दे रही हूं, क्योंकि वो जो मेंबर कहते हुए चले गए मगर उनके समर्थन में दूसरे ऑनरेबल मेंबर खड़े हो रहे हैं, मैं तो मेरा अपना डिफेंस करना ही चाहिए। हाँ आ रही हूं सर। ऑनरेबल मेंबर राजीव राय जी, मैं अभी सीधा उनके विषय में आना नहीं चाहती थी बिकॉज सीक्वेंस में सम सीक्वेंस आई थॉट आई विल गो, बट सॉरी नहीं, क्रोनोलॉजी सीक्वेंस जो भी आपके मन में जो आता है कहिए, मगर मैं मेरा क्रोनोलॉजी और सीक्वेंस को बदल रही हूं 1 मिनट के लिए। सर, ऑनरेबल राजीव राय जी, मुझे दुख से कहना पड़ रहा है, बोले कि मैंने चिट्ठी लिखी हूं आपको और आपसे जवाब नहीं आया। Whatever, my Hindi being what it is. Yeah, you are a professor, you can correct somebody's English, you can correct my Hindi, but your political philosophy, I will have to remind you, may not be correct. Sir, ऑनरेबल मेंबर चिट्ठी लिखी है, लिखा है, आई डोंट माइंड। आप समझ रही हो बात। 9 नवंबर, सॉरी प्लीज, मेरा हिंदी का मजाक मैं उड़ा रही हूं जी, क्योंकि मैं ये ऐसे स्टेट से आ रही हूं। भाई साहब, आप उसके पक्ष में बैठे हो ना, आप जरूर पूछिए। मैं ऐसे स्टेट से आ रही हूं जहां हिंदी पढ़ना गुनाह लगता है, इसीलिए बचपन से हिंदी पढ़ने का मुझे रोका गया। उधर आपका झगड़ा रखो, मेरे से नहीं। झगड़ा आपका उनसे होना चाहिए जो हिंदी पढ़ने में आपत्ति बोलते हैं, आपत्ति मानते हैं हिंदी, उनसे झगड़ा करो भाई, मेरे से क्या कर रहे हो। जल्दी से उठना नहीं है, जबकि आपके मित्र पक्ष का लोग का राजनीतिक हिंदी विरोध का समझते नहीं हो आप। सर,
पार्लियामेंट्री वर्ड है क्या?
हाँ, I didn't use any such a word. What is lukka? What is lukka? Who used it? Who used it? I have not used it at all. I am not a Hindi bhashi either. I have not used it, sir. Sir. That's right, whoever used it, right? I have not used it, sir. I'm sorry. What? I have not used it. I don't even know that word. What are you throwing it at me? You probably hear it in Assami. I have not used that word.
माननीय मंत्री जी,
Yeah, but I have not used the word because I don't know it. There is no lie or no. I am saying I have not used it, and I have not said you're lying. I am not here to argue in those. I argue on merit. If I have not used it, why will I admit it? And first of all, my Hindi is not so rich for me to use abuses. I use barely 10 words with which मैं बोलचाल हिंदी करती हूँ जी. If only my vocabulary was rich, I'll know which is abuse, which is not. So, sir, this is a digression from the main point which Rajiv Raiji threw at me. He said, a letter dated 9/11, a letter was written to you, you didn't reply. I'm telling you, letter dated 9/11/24 was received on 23/11/24. The letter pertains to an issue being faced by bank mitras with a request to constitute a committee. to examine their grievance. That was the matter he wrote. Sir? That is your letter now? Which is the letter you're talking about?
Without permission,
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, thank you. I'll get that detail also. But now the detail. Excuse me, भाई साहब, वो पूर्ण सशक्त है, वो बोलेंगे हमारे साथ. Don't worry. नहीं, 1 मिनट. वो ठीक है भाई, 1 मिनट सर. Sir,
प्लीज, आपको अलाउ नहीं किया.
नवंबर में इनके चिट्ठी का विवरण मैं दे रही हूं. अभी वो बोल रहे हैं दूसरी डेट, उसका भी मैं डिटेल्स निकलवा करके उनको दे देती हूं सर. आपके सामने बोल रही हूं मैं. और ये नवंबर का चिट्ठी का जवाब मेरे से मैंडेटरी 15 दिन के अंदर एक्नॉलेजमेंट गया है उनसे, उनके पास. और उसके बाद डिटेल्ड रिप्लाई भी हमारी तरफ से चला गया इस मामले में. अगर उनके पास दूसरे और मामले हैं तो वो बोलने दीजिए, मैं जवाब उसका भी देती हूं. ठीक है, आप अभी बोल रहे हैं ना? That's fine.
नहीं,
अभी बोल रहे हैं.
एक मिनट मंत्री जी, 1 मिनट. सांसद महोदय, हर सांसद महोदय का पत्र दिया, पर मंत्री जब बिल पर रिप्लाई करेगी तो हर पत्रों को लेके थोड़ी आएगी, तो संभव नहीं है. नहीं, ये संभव नहीं है. अनप्रैक्टिकल चीज है भाई. आपने चिट्ठी लिखी, चिट्ठी का मंत्री जी जवाब दिया, लेकिन बिल के जवाब के समय आपकी हर चिट्ठी का जवाब. माननीय मंत्री जी, आप भी.
थैंक यू सर. आप डिटेल दे दीजिए, उसका भी मैं देती हूं, विवरण देती हूं. अगर मेरी तरफ से जवाब नहीं आता, मैं लिखित में माफी भी लिखती हूं. मैं ऐसे वैसे आदमी नहीं है जी. मगर आप जब दूसरे के साथ झूठ के आरोप मेरे ऊपर डालते हो स्पीकर के सामने, आई विल नॉट सिट क्वाइट. ऑलराइट सर? क्या? Okay, thank you. Rejoice yourself by correcting my Hindi, but you should also hold a complaint against them for not allowing us to learn Hindi in Tamil Nadu. Sir. All right, that's fine. Sir. Sir. Letter received. Sir. Sir. Gaurav Gogoi का विषय सर. I want to get into details. Sorry?
Please.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Please, honorable member.
Thank you for holding. Sir.
Okay. Please. माननीय मंत्री जी.
Sir, because there's so much of heat on this, let me take 1 minute on that. I appreciate the honorable member getting up to say we are not opposed to many things, but we are opposed to only imposition of Hindi. I want to just give a clarification, sir. It's not the core part of the bill, but yes, I agree. But if there are members from your side raising it at me, I'd like to also answer that with the permission of the chair. All right? Sir. Of course I will take the matter. Sir, I will take the matter up, sir.
You made a wrong statement, Honorable Minister. We are not against learning Hindi. We don't oppose it. We are only opposing.
Thank you for that, sir. But now, let me say my word.
माननीय मंत्री जी.
So sorry if I can just take a minute more on that. They are... मेरा हिंदी में और इंग्लिश में, all right. They are opposed to imposing Hindi. Very well. I appreciate that. No one should impose anybody anything. Nobody should impose on anybody. And that's why Honorable Prime Minister talks about Ek Bharat, Shreshta Bharat and encourages every state to have their own language. And that is why Honorable Prime Minister was the first Prime Minister in this country who said higher education, whether it is in engineering, medical, should also happen in regional languages. And that's why I'm happy to say Tamil Nadu also today has the opportunity to have medical education also in Hindi. In Tamil. Oh, sorry, how did I say that? Huh? Okay. That's right. You go on imposing on me, right? Hindi comes out of my mouth. I'm telling in favor of your Tamil, my Tamil. All right? Your Tamil and my Tamil, that means our Tamil. Don't argue on small things. But the larger message is, sir, when I say that the environment was not conducive, in fact, I speak from my lived experience in Tamil Nadu. I speak from my lived experience when even going to learn Hindi aside from my school, I was mocked in the streets. And I was mocked saying, oh, you want to learn Hindi? You live in Tamil Nadu, you eat the salt of this country, and you want to learn Hindi, that North Indian's Bhasha. These are words ringing in my ears. This is my lived experience. And who does that? Because of the political support which has been given in that state. Learning Hindi, learning Sanskrit are treated and perceived as learning some other fellow's language. And the words that they use are people who have come over to this land. Is Tamil Nadu not part of India? Is Tamil Nadu not part of India? So what's the wrong if I learn Hindi? They use the word Vanderi. I'm using it in Tamil now. They call us Vanderi. Why? And is that not part of the political strategy there? And therefore, I have lived experience of Tamil Nadu's imposing on me not to learn Hindi. Is that not imposition? Is that not imposition on me? As an individual, I learn the language I want. So what's the harm? I'll also quote from Purananuru. I'll quote from Thiruvalluvar. My love for Tamil is as much as I want to learn any other language. So it's all right to say we don't want imposition of Hindi. We don't want to impose Hindi. But why did they impose on me not to learn Hindi? I want to ask this. Honorable Member Gogoi raised a few more things. Thank you very much. Hindi Prachar Sabha was burnt down in Chennai. Who burnt it? Who burnt it? Hindi Prachar Sabha ka aag lagaya gaya Tamil Nadu. Who burnt it? बात करते हैं हिंदी. Sir, sorry, I go on with this. So, sir, I'm giving you You are imposing on me, denying my fundamental right to learn whichever language I want to learn. Sir, I'm coming back to this one, sir.
एक मिनट मंत्री जी, मुझे कई माननीय सदस्यों ने कहा, मैं आसन बोलता हूं, पर अनऑफिशियली कहा कि हमें कुछ और लैंग्वेज भी सीखना है. ओके. और सबको सब लैंग्वेज आए तो अच्छा है. जितनी ज्यादा लैंग्वेज आए, जितनी भाषा आए, अच्छा है. कौन मिसलीड कर रहा है उसको?
कोई रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहा.
कोई रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहा. आप आपस में डिबेट कर रहे हो, पर रिकॉर्ड में कोई नहीं जा रहा. माननीय मंत्री.
Sir, I'm going ahead, sir. Sir, imposition on me as a citizen of this country.
वो अपनी जिंदगी की कहानियां बता रही है, आप सुनो.
is why I'm glad the MP is talking about it, former minister is talking about it. Tell me one prime minister who's taken Tamil to the UN. Narendra Modi. Tell me one prime minister who quotes Tamil repeatedly because he respects that language. Tell me one prime minister with whom DMK has been in alliance with, where the prime minister quoted Tamil. It is our prime minister who quoted Tamil. That's a respect we give for the sentiment of all of us Tamils. All of us Tamils. You also, sir, if they want that from me, I am also that Tamil who suffered this. 8 crore people have been shown what love the Prime Minister has for Tamil. Don't misquote here.
अभी बंगाल का झगड़ा नहीं है, अभी आप बैठ जाओ,
Sir,
आप बैठ जाओ,
they
आपका
don't
विवाद
want to hear now on the banking.
आपका प्रदेश नहीं है, ये एक प्रदेश के माननीय सदस्य हैं। आप कहाँ के बीच में? प्लीज बैठो, प्लीज आप बैठिए, आप कहाँ के बीच में? आप बैठिए, प्लीज माननीय मंत्री जी।
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, I did already speak about the Mudra loan, about the rural bank presence. So many of the questions which on this aspect that Honorable Member Gaurav Gogoi had raised, I've sort of addressed. But one particular thing on which many members spoke was on student loans, education loans. I just want to dispel the doubt that many members had in their mind. Sir, total education loan outstanding has increased from 71,000 crore in 2017-18 to 1.04 lakh crores in 23-24. Loans are actually increasing and student loans are increasing. There has been an increase also to 1.3 lakh crore as on October 2024, which is an increase of 17.6% over October 23. So, model loan education scheme has also been launched by Government of India, where loans up to 7.5 lakh is given without requirement of any collateral or any margin money. The repayment period is also 15 long years. Further, the scheme, sir, is also backed by credit guarantee to the extent of 3,500 crores. So government is giving credit guarantee, and we've given amount allocated for the guarantee purpose is 3,500. Now recently, government has also brought out Pradhan Mantri Vidya Lakshmi scheme for financial support to meritorious students. I just want to highlight what this meritorious students loan scheme is. Sir, on 6th November 2024, Pradhan Mantri Vidya Lakshmi scheme was approved in the cabinet, and the broad contours of this loan scheme, because on students' loan, many people were rightly concerned. I just want to put before them what this loan scheme is. Up to 7.5 lakh loans will be provided under 75% credit guarantee by Government of India, and that is the National Credit Guarantee Corporation, which will support it, for high quality, higher education, quality higher education, beyond the level 7.5 lakh also we are willing to give for students. Now these loans are given not to very upper middle class or middle class or even higher income class, but these are students with up to 8 lakh annual family income. The scheme will also provide 3% interest subvention for loans up to 10 lakhs. So interest subvention be, collateral free be, and for families with very low income. And this is in addition to a scheme which is already existing, to the full interest, there is a full interest subvention given to students for up to 4.5 lakh annual family income. So not 8 lakh, but even lesser gets full interest subvention. So the scheme is applicable, and it is provided by all scheduled commercial banks, regional rural banks, and cooperative banks also. 3% interest subvention will be paid to 1 lakh eligible students and will be enabled through the central bank digital currency process through Canara Bank. And this facility is expected to be ready by the first week of February by the second week of February. That's a target date, sir. So PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme is something on which the poorer students, low-income class students will get interest subvention and also collateral free. Sir, Kalyan Banerjee ji raised a few issues which I just want to clarify. Sir, he was speaking elaborately on the nomination issue. I want to clarify on that, sir. Sir, at the moment, the provisions allow only for the nomination of one person, for the payment of depositors' money, articles kept in safe custody, and also for safety lockers and so on. The proposed amendment, sir, will enable individuals to nominate up to 4 persons for these facilities, with options for either successive or simultaneous nominations. I just want to draw the difference between where it is successive and where it will be simultaneous. That will be the first explanation I want to give Honorable Member Kalyan Banerjee. Sir, depositors will have the option for successive or simultaneous and not and. If I heard Honorable Member right, successive and. No, it is going to be this or that. For instance, for deposits, option for either successive or simultaneous nominations are available. Whereas for articles kept in safe custody or in safety lockers, only successive nominations will be allowed. Successive nominations ensure that if the first nominee is unavailable, the next nominee in line will become operative, maintaining continuity and reducing complications of legal heirs. Additionally, what it does, 45ZG is inserted to establish the priority of successive nominations, ensuring clear guidelines for activation of subsequent nominees, if one is not there and another. Why at all we need to bring this? This also partly answers Sri N.K. Premchandran's concerns about why we are doing all this. Sir, before I come to the next point on the directors, so the difference between where the successive and where the multiple nominations are applicable are there's a differentiated treatment between deposits and also the security. Sir, Kalyan Banerjee ji and also I think many others, N.K. Premchandran also and Supriya Sule also raised this issue of cooperative bank directors. So the current provisions today specify an 8-year tenure for directors, excluding the chairman and the whole-time director in banking company. The proposed amendment aims to extend the tenure of directors, excluding the chairman and the whole-time director in cooperative banks, to 10 years. What's the rationale, sir? The 97th Amendment to the Constitution specifies that the term of elected members of the board and its office bearers in cooperative societies shall be 5 years from the date of election. This provision is consistent with most cooperative laws, which also stipulate 5-year term of office for directors with no restriction on re-election. The current Banking Regulation Act imposes an 8-year cap on tenure of directors. So that and the constitutional provision are not in alignment. So this creates practical difficulties as directors serving the maximum term under cooperative laws are required to resign in the middle of their second term to comply with the Banking Regulation Act. To resolve this challenge and align it with the Banking Regulation Act, with a constitutional amendment, it is proposed, therefore, to extend the maximum continuous tenure for directors from 8 years to 10 years. This will therefore harmonize it with the current governing practices that exist. So these are the points which I think the three members. At the moment, we have not, but you have given us a thought. I'll have to think about it. I'm not giving an assurance, but I'll certainly have to. Sir, There was also this concern about cyber frauds. There's a lot of activity and initiative being taken by Government of India. I'll just highlight, and I know even on a daily basis there are a lot of calls which come to us saying, I've lost this money because of people fraudulently called me saying they are CBI director, they are so-and-so IB chief or whatever, and claimed their entire details and money has been siphoned off. In many cases, very educated, very, very experienced government and private company top executives are losing money. But at this stage, I can only say the efforts that we are taking, and we are trying to, as much as possible.
एक मिनट माननीय सभासदों, सभा की सहमति हो तो इस विधेयक की समाप्ति तक सभा की कार्रवाई बढ़ा दी जाए। माननीय मंत्री जी।
Sir, so at the moment, sir, Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, which we call as I4C, under the Ministry of Home Affairs, serves as a national nodal point for coordinated effort in tackling cyber crimes. Cyber Fraud Mitigation Center operates in collaboration with major banks, payment intermediaries, telecom service providers, law enforcement agencies, and so on. National Cybercrime Helpline 1930 is also operational 24/7 across all states and UTs, so for immediate reporting and redressal. So I've broadly given an indication of kind of steps that Government of India is taking on this, but I understand there is a rampant occurrence and on which we need to have very quick redressal mechanisms. The department and the I4C are all working together to come up with some concrete plans. Sir, member Dr. Rani Sri Kumar had raised this issue, sir, which is very important, so I thought I should specifically say that banks are being, minimum bank savings deposit that people hold are also being charged with penalties and so on. I want to assure member Rani Sri Kumar that none of the basic account holders, 65 crore basic saving bank deposit holders, or the 54 crore Jan Dhan account holders who are absolutely bottom of the rung, none of them are penalized for not maintaining minimum balance. It's a written order. No bank can charge on them. And in fact, these accounts are also given overdraft facility of 10,000, which is extended to all these basic account and Jan Dhan account. And besides that, Jan Dhan account holders are also given 2 lakh rupees as accident insurance, and also a RuPay card with no additional charge for them to use the card. So I just want to assure that the member, we don't charge anything for services for these accounts. So finally, N.K. Premchandran ji, write-off loans. So this is a repeated point of concern which many honorable members speak about, write-off, waive-off. When write-offs happen, banks make a certain provision, and for loans which are defaulted and after a certain level, they are then given to NARCL, National Asset Reconstruction Company, which then finds buyers, processes up that, and buyers, after they come and take it, the due amount to the bank comes back. So this was very nicely legislatively created, and that is why NARCL is actively working to take away these accounts where after a certain amount, which they can take over, and for lesser amount defaults, the usual local redressal mechanisms, DRTs, SURF-ICs, all of them come into play. No write-off is left without pursuing from the defaulter the total amount that he owes the system. And therefore, there were quite a few members of parliament who spoke from this side, saying how much has been obtained from defaulters, how much has been given back, retributions, bank restitution to the banks have happened. Restitution alone is above 15,000 crores. So this is an ongoing process. It's not going to be just one day. But I repeat this line, write off is not waive off. Banks are pursuing them. So with that, sir, I think I mostly addressed many of the members' concern. I request through you. So there was one important point, sir. I think, again, it was Dr. Shivkumar, Rani Shri Kumar, sorry. She spoke about also members, amalgamation, and many other members also spoke about amalgamation of banks. Many banks have lost their employees. I would like to tell this House, sir, from the time amalgamation happened till today, on account of the amalgamation, not one employee has been removed from the banks. Not one. And therefore, I want to be very clear, no one. Then. No, you may give me. Fine. Fine, but they have not been removed is the point that I want to say. I'll look into what you've given. Sir, this EPS 95, very sensitive topic. Honorable Member Supriya Sule raised it. This scheme is administered by the Ministry of Labour and Employment. And Finance Ministry has no record of any approval or assurance which Sri Arun Jaitley has given on this matter. We don't have any record. So I just want to very clearly put it that the Finance Ministry, through the Minister... That's fine. I take that point, but then no assurance was given by Honorable Finance Minister at that time, sir. Sir, one liner might help a bit more to explain the point that Honorable Member Supriya Sule raised. There are no re-election restriction on the directors. If that helps in, explaining the situation, the prospective aspect is different. But I just want to, I'm sure you're aware of it.